I hated my skin. Every morning was a battle, with the mirror, with the lighting, with myself. Redness, texture, breakouts that felt like billboards screaming, "Look at me." I layered on makeup like armor, applied filters like camouflage, and still, I didn't feel seen. I felt exhausted. I tried everything: DIY masks, trending TikTok routines, expensive serums influencers swore by. Nothing stuck, nothing healed. And after all that, I was this close to giving up. Until one night, I sat on the edge of my bed, skin throbbing, eyes tired, and asked myself a question. What if I stopped fighting my skin and started understanding it? That's when I made a promise: 30 days. Just 30 days of real, consistent, intentional skincare. No skipping, no switching products every week, no chasing trends, just me, my face, and a plan. I documented everything, every step, every reaction, every emotion. This wasn't a content stunt or a viral challenge. This was survival. This was self-respect. And now, I'm sharing it with you. The full truth, the setbacks, the glow-ups, the routines that actually changed my skin and my life. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. This isn't about filters, it's about freedom. Because I had one question at the start: what if it actually worked? The breaking point. Day one didn't start with hope. It started with defeat. I looked in the mirror and felt a wave of shame. My skin was inflamed, angry, raw. Every new breakout felt like my face was betraying me. And worse, every reaction, every scar, every flare-up. It felt personal. Like proof that I couldn't get anything right. I avoided mirrors unless absolutely necessary. I ducked out of photos. I faked confidence when inside, I was spiraling. I know it sounds dramatic, but when your skin's a constant trigger, it touches everything. Your mood, your motivation, even your relationships. I remember the exact moment I snapped. I was scrolling through my phone and saw a picture from a year ago. My skin, calm, soft, glowing. I didn't recognize that person anymore, not just physically, but emotionally. That night, I pulled out every product I owned. The exfoliants that stung, the creams that promised miracles, the trendy serums I bought out of desperation. And I threw most of them away. I wasn't going to chase results anymore. I was going to rebuild. I picked 4 essentials: a cleanser that didn't strip, a moisturizer that actually soothed, sunscreen every single morning, no excuses, and 2 research serums, niacinamide and hyaluronic acid. No gimmicks, no hype. But even more than that, I built a mindset: 30 days, twice a day. No skipping, no switching, no sabotaging myself with impatience. I wrote it all down. I took pictures. I filmed the raw moments: greasy hair, puffy eyes, no makeup. I needed to see it for myself. Not just the change in my skin, but the shift in my commitment. This was bigger than skincare. It was a decision to stop ghosting my own healing. Day one wasn't about confidence. It was about choice. The choice to stop running from the mirror and start running toward it. Detox and doubt. By day 3, I was already doubting everything. My skin looked worse than when I started. Tiny red bumps spread across my cheeks like a warning sign. My forehead flared up. My confidence dropped. The voice in my head whispered, "You made a mistake." This was stupid. I panicked. I Googled skin purging versus breakout more times than I'd like to admit. I stared at ingredients, trying to decode every molecule. I even hovered over my old products, tempted to go back to what was familiar, even if it had failed me before. But I didn't. I reminded myself, this is part of the process. I wasn't doing this for instant gratification. I was doing this for transformation. Every day, twice a day, I stuck to the plan. Cleanse, mist, niacinamide, moisturize, SPF in the morning. No peeling masks, no harsh exfoliants, no impulse Amazon buys. And slowly, things started to shift. By day 6, my skin was still bumpy, but the tightness was gone. That uncomfortable, dry, itchy sting I'd normalized vanished. My face felt hydrated, like it could breathe again, and more surprisingly, so could I, because something deeper was happening. Every time I gently massaged and moisturizer, I realized I was no longer scrubbing my face like it was a problem. I was treating it like something that deserved kindness. I stopped obsessing over flaws and started noticing progress. Not perfect skin, but calmer skin. And that calmness started sinking into my mindset too. I had been so used to punishing myself, emotionally and physically, for not looking right. But now, I was learning to show up with softness. Week 1 didn't give me perfect skin. It gave me perspective. I stopped asking, when will it work? And started asking, what can I learn? Because healing, real healing, is messy. It's uncomfortable. It's slow. But it's honest. And in that honesty, I started rebuilding something I didn't even know I had lost. The turnaround. Something shifted in week 2. I woke up, walked to the mirror out of habit, and paused. My face looked different. The redness had softened. The angry patches that used to flare up like alarms were calming down. I leaned in closer. My texture, once rough and irritated, was smoothing out. I ran my fingers across my cheek and felt softness instead of sandpaper. And in that moment, I exhaled. I didn't realize how much tension I'd been holding in my body until I saw signs of progress. No, my skin wasn't perfect, but it looked alive. It looked like it had stopped fighting me and started healing with me. What caught me off guard the most wasn't the visual change. It was how I felt. I stopped hiding. I wasn't using my hoodie as a security blanket. I made eye contact again. I didn't panic under bright lights. I felt lighter, mentally, emotionally, even physically. And with that emotional shift came curiosity. I stopped blindly applying products and started learning. I researched my ingredients. I discovered how niacinamide helped reduce inflammation and regulate oil. I learned hyaluronic acid wasn't just hydrating. It was transforming my skin's moisture barrier. I stopped falling for 10-step routines on TikTok. I started listening to my own skin. Less really was more. And then it happened. People noticed. A friend squinted at me during a FaceTime call and said, "Wait, you're glowing." And for the first time, I didn't brush it off. I didn't hide behind. "It's just good lighting." I smiled and said, "Thank you." Because that glow, it wasn't just skin deep. It was the result of showing up for myself when no one else was watching. It was the reward of consistency, of doing the boring, unsexy, necessary work day after day. It was pride, not in the mirror, but in my discipline. Week 3 taught me that confidence isn't a switch. It's built one small win at a time. And every night I cleansed, every morning I moisturized, I was stacking those wins. What started as a routine had become a ritual. Not of vanity, but of respect. The glow up by week 4, the transformation was undeniable. My skin was smooth, radiant, and even-toned. The deep breakouts faded, the irritation gone, and the mirror no longer my enemy. But the biggest change? Confidence. I didn't need a full face of makeup to feel okay anymore. I didn't flinch when I saw my reflection under harsh lighting. I actually smiled at myself, really smiled. People kept asking, "What product did you use?" Expecting a magic serum. But the truth? It wasn't just the products, it was the process. It was sticking to the routine even on the days I didn't feel like it. It was drinking more water, managing stress, and protecting my skin like it was something precious. Because it is. And here's the plot twist. It stopped being about the skin. The glow-up was internal. Every act of care rewired my mindset. Every day I showed up, I built resilience, self-respect, and trust. And yeah, my skin transformed. But I did too. This was never just about appearance. It was about realizing I'm worth showing up for. So, did I get perfect skin in 30 days? No, but I got something better, real results, and a relationship with my skin I never thought was possible. Here's what I learned. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need a shelf full of products. You need a few that work and to actually use them. And the biggest tip? Be patient. Your skin reflects how you treat yourself. I didn't change overnight, but I committed and I trusted. If you're stuck, frustrated, or ready to give up, don't. Start simple. Start small. But start. You're not just healing your skin. You're healing your self-worth. So try your own 30-day journey. Track it. Trust it. And when the doubt creeps in, remember, real change takes time. If this inspired you, hit that follow, share this with someone who needs hope, and never underestimate the power of showing up for yourself.